Hello and welcome to the Alopecia Advocate Podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie Anderson. This is where we open up real conversations about hair loss, healing, and hope. A space where have real education, empowerment, and we want to break the stigma surrounding alopecia and hair loss. Together, we're going to explore stories, science, and just get strategies that will help us see the beauty, the strength, and the confidence in a new light. Today, our special guest is Magdeline Williams. She's a social media influencer. I think that she's an icon and a good friend. I've known her for a while. But before,
Exactly.
but before we start, I'm going to ask Madeline just to share a little bit about herself with you today.
Thank you so much, Stephanie, for the invitation, girl. I tell you, this is near and dear to me as well as yourself because I suffer from CCCA alopecia and have been for 13 years. But a little bit about me is I'm a wife for 24 years. I'm a 64-year-old mother with three. And I am a YouTube influencer also. Instagram is one of my formats that I use as well to help women when it comes to if they want to wear a full cranial prosthesis or either a full cap wig, because wigs are really a key necessity for those that want to change the way that they look, not just because of hair loss, but the wigs give you the opportunity to change your attitude. That's what I love about wigs. I've been wearing them for so long. Stephanie, thank you so much for asking that question. But that's just a little bit about me.
Yes, yes. There's so much to know, so much to see. I enjoy what it is that you do in showing the different styles and educating. That's what
Exactly.
it's about, the education part. Having a
Exactly.
little fun, showing the different styles, and how one person, I'm just amazed at you, Madeline, how one person can have different looks. And I think it puts you in a different attitude.
It does. It does. It really does. And people should love to feel that way.
Yeah.
It's all about feeling good about yourself. I think that's key, Stephanie. What about you?
I feel the same way. It's like hair is an accessory. It's not about your hair. We are not our hair. And that's what I try to share with people. So I love the fact that you said that. And I like seeing the different styles that you wear and showing people how they can have the same kind of look. So that's so important. And it's not just for people with hair loss. There are a lot of people without it that wear wigs. But
Exactly.
just to take the stigma, we're going to talk about stigma later. But there used to be a time when people didn't talk about wearing wigs, and now wigs have become fashionable. And I think some of the credit does go to you for
Oh, my
putting it
goodness.
out there. Yeah.
Thank you, girl. Yeah, this has been 13 years now. I do have a YouTube channel and an Instagram channel. And my YouTube channel I've had now for over 13 years, probably 14 years. And that's how I met you, gorgeous lady, through Trinity Lace Wigs.
Yeah.
I showcased some of your full cranial prosthesis. And I tell you, I enjoyed that moment. And that was during the time when I was doing a lot of gluing applications. I have gotten away from the gluing applications because of my CCCA. Sometimes I get the information and the burning. And so I had to get away from some of the application of the units and
Yeah.
started doing the glueless ones and the full cap ones. Just because of that reason of the glue, but they make some beautiful units
Yeah.
that don't have to be glued down now. And simplicity at 64, Stephanie, simplicity is the name of the game for
It
me.
is. And being fashionable. I mean,
Exactly.
who say simple have to look simple? No.
I know that's right. So, yeah.
Yes, and I love that you say that because in my facility, a lot of people do want the attachment with the medical grade adhesives or tape, but
Yeah.
they've made very big advances when it comes to actually having different systems that don't require anything.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'm glad that you put that out. So we're going to talk about, because we know that September, you said you have the scarring type, the CCCA, and there are different types of alopecia. And they notated that September is the month of awareness. But for some of us who advocate for it every day, we
Exactly.
want to talk about it just a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, so I have some questions fixed up for you. So when we talk about personal reflections, Madeline, what does alopecia awareness mean to you, and how has it affected you personally or professionally?
I am so glad you asked your sister that question. I'll tell you. And before I answer that question, I just want to say to you, you look gorgeous, okay? Simply gorgeous, okay? Just
Thank
want to tell you
you.
that. Now, what I did to answer that question, I put my glasses on because I made a little notations because stuff I don't want to forget.
Yes.
So what I did was I broke alopecia down, Alopecia, and
Okay.
each letter meant something to me that helped me through my process. So, let's start with the A. I had to learn to accept that I was losing my hair.
Mm.
Because sometimes that's the hardest part, accepting something that you don't understand. But the L came in and I brought that. I said, lost.
Mm.
AL, accept, and I lost. I was losing something that was special to me. We call our hair our crown and glory. You know, we as women, we call that our crown and glory.
It's
And
biblical. Yes.
exactly. And so I was losing my crown and glory. So the O came in with, I had to say, okay,
Okay.
okay. It's just that simple. I had to say, okay.
Mm.
And after I said, okay, Stephanie, and then I brought the P in, and the P let me accept, understand the loss, but the P let me have the pain that I needed to go through. Because not only was you feeling the pain of the inflammation or the things that the alopecia was doing to my hair and my scalp, but just the pain of me losing something so precious to me. And I had dealt with it for so long. You know, you have this beautiful head of hair, and then all of a sudden you started losing your front hairline.
Yes.
All of a sudden you may get some spots missing somewhere. All of a sudden, every time you brush your hair, it falls out, you know. And so the pain was one of the things that really I had to deal with. And then after the pain, you remember that song by Betty Wright, After the Pain?
Yeah. Yes.
After the pain, that's when I knew I had to encourage myself. So I put on that E in alopecia, encouragement.
Okay.
Because sometimes people don't know what to say to you. You have to encourage yourself when you're going through situations in life.
And that's a
So
gospel
once I
song.
started doing that, Stephanie, that was a great one. Go ahead. I don't want to break you
No,
up. Go
no,
ahead.
I was saying that's a gospel song. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself.
Exactly. Exactly. And then with the C, I was also wondering through the pain and all the loss, the acceptance. I was wondering if there would be a cure.
Mm.
Could anybody come up with a cure for alopecia? Because so many women, not only women, but men suffer
Yeah.
with this hair loss problem. Then I went down to the I. When I said the hair loss problem, it was an illness. Okay. So when you're going through an illness, there are a lot of different emotions that you are going through. You wonder, was it something that I did or something that I didn't do? But the thing about it, at the end with the A, I realized, Stephanie, that's when I realized that on that A in the alopecia, from the beginning of that A with acceptance to the
Mhm.
last A of the alopecia, was that I had an assignment, my sister.
Ooh,
Huh?
yes,
Isn't that great?
yes.
Once you accept that you have an assignment, because they said it's biblical, because the word of God says that all things work together for the good of those who love the Lord, for those that were called according to his purpose he foreknew. Even the bad things
Yes.
work out for your good. So once I accepted it, I said, okay, girl, you started with acceptance from the beginning. You have
Yes.
an assignment. And that's when I started my YouTube channel and
Wow.
started showing different wigs on my channel, human and synthetic, full caps and full cranial prosthesis, and showing people how to wear and style your wigs. Because a lot of times women back when I started didn't really know how to wear wigs. Can you agree to that?
I agree to it. I agree to it.
And so my assignment was to show them how to. So I made a YouTube channel, showed them how to, brought them beautiful wigs that they could put on, take off, or either glue or tape, however, but it was a how to style.
Yes.
And each time I did that, oh my goodness, it gave me the acceptance to continue on doing what I was doing, and it took away a lot of the pain.
Yeah.
It took away a lot of the why me. You know, we sometimes do that why me thing, and so I just enjoy showcasing different units on my YouTube channel to show people how they can look beautiful, either bald or
Yes.
with hair. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And I was going to say, you show up beautifully either way. Um, the matter of fact is what you have done, because there's used to be such a stigma around wearing wigs, and now it's being embraced. And I really was not being sarcastic or funny when I say I believe that I can attribute some of that to you. Because before, people didn't want to wear wigs because, for lack of a better word, they looked wiggy.
Exactly.
They looked wiggy, but now with the sophistication of different things that they're doing, they look so natural. So now we have these natural looking wigs, but we need someone to teach people how to wear them, rock them, for a lack of a better word. I do them in my
Exactly.
center, but not everybody can come to San Antonio, Texas.
Exactly.
You,
Exactly.
Madeline, have done in your platforms. Because when we first, I think you just had, when I first met you, I think you just had the one on YouTube.
Exactly. I just had YouTube.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you do a phenomenal job
Oh,
about advocating. But girl, that acronym, ooh, that acronym for alopecia,
isn't that amazing?
it ministers. I'm going to have to share that with me, if you don't mind.
Please do, because it I that's why I love what I do,
Yes.
because what I do is a lot of times God gives me ideas, insight, and concept of things to say or to do, because it's always about, just like with you, it's always about helping someone through the process,
Yeah.
showing them how to do what they can do to encourage themselves and increase their positivity, and give them some joy and some pleasure in their life. There's enough negative stuff. We want that positive stuff. And I mean, come on. Even this wig that I have on, it's a wig. Okay. This is not my hair. And I go out and people say, I love your afro. And guess what I say? I say, thank you. Because a lot of times I used to tell people, oh no, it's a wig, but it's hair. I don't have to tell you if it's a wig or not. I just say thank you because I appreciate your compliment.
Yes.
But this is a wig that I have on now. It's a human hair, all natural, beautiful afro wig. And I tell you, it does not look like a wig, does it?
You rocking it. But I've seen you, Madeline, in so many different styles, colors, textures,
Yes,
lengths, and
yes.
just owning it. And that's another thing.
I
I
love when you
believe
say owning it.
you
I love
have
that.
to. That's one thing that I mandate when people come to my center, and when I'm fitting them for a new wig, you have to own it. You cannot walk around and look like, oh, you have to rock it. And that is something that you do, and you do so beautifully well.
Thank you so much. I tell all of my viewing audience, make the wig yours.
Mhm.
Just because it came out a certain way, if it doesn't fit your look or your specification, change it. If
Yes.
it's perfect the way that it is, wear it. But make it look as realistic as you possibly can, that no one, not even your hairdresser, knows for sure.
I love it. We've had conversations during this whole experience with the podcast. I've been blessed to meet, talk to different professionals and advocates, some with or without hair. When I think when I met you, you had your hair just beautifully, you weren't it shaven with no hair at all. I think that I'm seeing something in some parts when it comes to the alopecia community. There's been kind of like a disconnect between those who want to wear their beautifully bald heads with those who choose to wear wigs. And my thing is, do you
Exactly.
do what makes you happy, but don't condemn another person? Because I actually heard somebody say when they wear wigs, they don't represent alopecia. And I'm like, who wants to really represent that? Nobody asked for that. If you have it, be okay with it as long as you're, oh, you're healed. My thing is about emotional mental health, but there should not be any kind of division. So I am so happy that I've been able to visit with people during this whole podcast experience that are from, beautifully bald heads
Exactly.
to wearing and rocking the wigs and feeling great about the space and the skin that they're in. I'm just excited about this whole process.
Exactly. And I agree with you, Stephanie, on that. If it was my choice to
Mhm.
not go wear my baldness or my hair the way that it was, and it should be a choice.
Yes.
I mean, we are given choices. We should not be put in a box and
Yes.
say, okay, this, because I've gone bald, I should show my baldness. No, that's not the way it should be. The way it should be is the way that you feel. Okay. And so a wig to me is like an accessory. I think you
Yes.
said that earlier.
Uh-huh.
So what I put on, I can put on a wig to that. I can
Yes.
change in and out. If I want to go bald, that's fine. And
Yes.
there's nothing wrong with showing your baldness,
No,
but why
nothing
can't
at
we be
all.
proud of wearing our wigs as well? So come on, get with the program. First
Yes.
of all, people should not be easily intimidated by other people.
Hmm. I
That's what
agree.
I'm thinking.
I
If,
agree.
if you when you know who you are, and that's what people have to work on. Those are one of the things, even besides the hair loss, those are one of the things I think women should work on is knowing who they are.
Yes.
When you know who you are, it doesn't matter
What
what
anybody else
anyone
says.
says. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, ma'am. I wholeheartedly agree. And that is the reason why we're doing what we're doing today. So, of
Exactly.
course, to bring awareness to, and then to speak life into some people who you said it to. Some people feel like it's only them. They're the only ones dealing with it. They're not being social anymore.
Exactly.
To be able to see you showing up still vibrant, beautiful, enjoying life, I think that when people see that, then they said, you know what? I'm not the only one, and I too can be happy regardless. I just want people, their emotional and mental health to be
Exactly.
whole.
Exactly.
Yes, I love it.
Exactly. And that's more important than anything. Okay. Again, I say learning and loving you in spite of whatever it is that you're going through in life, hair loss, and loving to embrace being different. Okay.
Yes,
Sometimes just being different is a thing that people can't understand or have an issue with. And to me, Stephanie, I'm just a bold person. I really don't care
yes,
what they think about me or what I do because I love Magdalene.
yes,
And Magdalene does what Magdalene wants to do to make Magdalene happy. And if that bothers you, then just move over out the way and
yes,
let me just have my space.
yes. I love it. Yeah. And I think more people need to adopt that healthy perspective. There's
Exactly.
nothing wrong with that. There is
Exactly.
nothing wrong with that. Loving you, God is love. And I think He created us to not only love our neighbor, but to love ourselves.
There you go.
You
You
know.
nailed it right there, girl. Yes.
So I want to ask you before, because we get to talk and time goes, but I want to ask you, how can society better help people that are dealing with alopecia, breaking the stigma? I just want to, do something. What do you think that we can do to kind of help break the stigma when it comes to alopecia?
Another great question, Stephanie. I think, and these are just my thoughts, but I think it would be wonderful if there was not just a group of women talking about hair loss, but also incorporate men, because men have hair loss issues as well. And their issues are totally different and they can adjust totally differently than we can. Because if a man loses his hair, he can just shave it all off, walk around bald, and he's fine. But if a woman loses her hair, the first stigma that says is that she has cancer, which
Yes.
is, not always the thing. And so to me, if there was a format that men and women could come together and talk about hair loss, wigs, and all of that that came together, because there are some men that won't even date women that wear wigs. They don't even like the concept of a woman wearing a wig. They think something is wrong with that. And
That's a whole nother conversation we can
that's a whole.
have. You are right.
So if we were to get a group of women together and men together to have that same question and get somebody there to help answer and go through all the ins and outs of what's going on with them, I think it would help the men more and the women as well to see why the men feel the way they do, because they feel that way for a reason. I don't know why,
Yeah.
but they feel that way for a reason. So
Yeah.
that would be one of the things I would think would be great, to put a team together.
Yeah, I like that. And I think it's we need to have some hard conversations because the stigma is so pervasive, Miss Magdalene, that people are starting to suffer with their mental health. People
Yes,
are suicidal behind it.
exactly.
I think, I think this is a great starting point to start talking about it, bring some awareness to it. But we need some, yeah, I have clients, unfortunately, that I say this. I'm so grateful that they entrust me to take their crowns off and I care for their scalps and I re-put the crowns on and I whip it for them.
Yes.
But their husbands don't even know what they look like up under their crowns, up under
Right,
their wigs.
right.
And so, of course, me, I'm going to be there in whatever capacity you need me to be. But
Exactly.
it saddens me that the person that you are, your intimate partner, the person who I know they love their spouse,
Exactly.
really, there's something there. So you said it's something, but
Hmm.
I think of conversations and just making it like maybe more visibility
Exactly. Yes.
towards thing. Yeah.
Exactly. I that's why I said there needs to be a platform that brings them both together to talk out their problems, and there's not a problem, but why do you
For
feel that way?
issues and
Yeah.
concerns.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Why do you feel that way? And so that's one of the things that I think, because men are something else. I tell you, my husband sees me without wigs on, and he still says, you're beautiful, honey. And women need that encouragement from their loved ones, their spouses, their family members as well. So you may have people on the street that may have an issue, but if you the close people close to you, and if you can't, have a conversation with them, that's what really hurts.
Yeah. It does. It does. So I'm so happy to hear that you have that support, but I can tell you not everybody does.
Exactly.
And it's hurtful
It
that
is.
something that is so personal to you. I wrote it in my first book, an account of one of my clients who said that I guess, I don't even know if she told her husband, but he kind of figured it out. And during a moment, and it was so personal to her, she's trying to deal with her diagnosis of alopecia. In a
Right.
moment when they weren't seeing eye to eye, he was so unkind and called her a derogatory name based on her baldness.
Ooh.
And I was speechless. Very many times am I not able to say anything, but I'm like, words are something people can say in anger and the heat of the moment, but using someone's diagnosis, I said this, people will never say, you cancerous so and so,
Exactly.
you diabetic so and so,
Exactly.
but saying you bald so and so, how is that? How is that? different from any diagnosis. So yeah, if there's a platform or something, I need to be on to share it, and I think you do too, because it pains me and my ministry is for women. I work with men and children. My ministry is for women because women have to bear the pain and the weight of so much
Exactly.
being a woman.
Hmm.
So I agree with you. I think that there needs to be a platform or something, some conversation that needs to be had to find out where these ideas are coming from when it
You
comes.
are the one that can do that. I guarantee you. I'm planting this seed into you. You're the one that has this wonderful platform, Stephanie. You can get these men, married women together with their husbands, and you should have that topic.
Mm,
You should organize that. Bring a sister in to help with the conversational piece. But you already have the platform. You can make it happen.
okay. Well, from your mouth to God's ears, if it's His will, I definitely do it because
If it's God's
if it's
will,
His will, I feel this is a ministry because it's not like it's just two or three people with this diagnosis. It's millions of
you pray
people.
about it and see what he says. But
Yeah,
it would definitely be helpful because it would include the ones that are not understanding, and it may help them see it in a different light. Because, like I said, men are differently put together than we are as
yeah,
women.
yeah.
So
They're
they
visual.
think
We
different.
understand that. We're emotional. They're visual. We
Yeah.
understand that. But we're gonna table that and see what the Lord says about that. But
Just an idea, my sister. Just an idea.
I have one more question, then we have to reel it in because you have shared so much golden nuggets, and thanks for sharing your heart. But I want to talk about the future. What do you think, if you're looking ahead, what changes or advances would you like to see in the conversation around alopecia that would benefit those currently living with it?
In the future, I think that women like you, uh, dermatologists and cosmetologists, should play a big role when it comes to helping a person that's going through alopecia hair loss or any type of hair loss. Because if the dermatologist is doing one thing and the cosmetologist is not doing the correct styling treatments for that person, it can interfere with the person's healing when it comes to the hair loss. And you, as a wonderful person with your expertise, you have these beautiful units that people can you apply on them. So I think as a team effort, the dermatologist, the cosmetologist, the trichologist, and
Yes.
did I pronounce that correctly?
Yes, you did.
Okay, if these people, if those three professionals would work together on that one client, I think it would make that person more comfortable and help them go through the process more easier as well.
I love that. We've been talking community, managed care, bridging the gap between the different disciplines to help that person. So I agree.
Exactly.
I agree. And I think that's something that can be done in time.
Exactly.
In time. Well, that's going to be all for this episode. But Magdalene, I know there's going to be somebody who is going to say, I want to know more about her, where she's found. Do you mind sharing your contact information and how people can see you and hear you?
Exactly. Y'all can go to my YouTube channel, which is called Magdaline number one only. That's spelled Magdaline, the number one ONLY in capital letters, Magdaline number one only. And my Instagram channel is Prophet T, PROPHECTT. It's on my Instagram channel. Be sure that you check in and see what a sister is bringing forth on each day. Because every day I'm uploading some form of video that shows you how to wear a unit or just to show you how a unit will look on you. So I'll be the guinea pig here.
You do. I'm like the content. Yeah. By all means, I recommend. visiting with a Magdalene, see what she's up to. But
Thank
that's
you,
going to
Steph.
do it for this episode of the Alopecia Advocate Podcast. Until next time, take care and be blessed. Bye bye.
Bye bye.